We're in today with the GTX 460 from MSI. This is a 2010 video card with 336 shaders. It's got 1 gig of VRAM, GDDR5 Hynix, 256 bits bus width, DirectX 11, running at 726 MHz on the core clock and 900 MHz on the memory clock. I'm gonna pair it up with this Intel Xeon X5687 with 4 cores and 8 threads. I'm gonna see how this video card is holding in a couple of games. Very weird and fancy cooler. The GPU runs really cool on the core, and I think this is one of those video cards that will be, how should I say, ideal for somebody who doesn't want a video card like this that is overheating. In GTA 5 online with 1080p and 50% render scale, apparently we are getting around 40 FPS on average. This is only the amount of FPS I can get from this video card. You won't get any more. I think if I put 100% render scale, put it on 800 by 600, then you will get, I think, just a little more. But it's a decent performance because it's 2010 video card, you know. So 25 minimals and 32 on 1% as an average. I think this is a big win for this video card. Only 8.8 gig of system RAM being utilized from the system. The cores are a bit used. Let's take a look and see how the threads are being used. You can actually see some of them, they are reaching maximum. So I hope it's not from the CPU. Seriously, I hope it's not from the CPU, because the core on the GPU, it's only 50% loaded and 0.8 gig of VRAM utilized. And I will say this is a big win for this video card, seriously. But in Fortnite with 1080p, apparently with 50% render scale, we are getting around 100 FPS on average. Good performance from Fortnite with this video card. I'm only utilizing 0.8 gig of VRAM and 70% load on the core. And in this case, I'm getting 130 FPS on average with 47 on minimals and 76 on 1%. I like this performance. I really like how it's performing in this situation. I'm not gonna lie, the system is very scary in this situation because I don't have the best CPUs for this. I wanted to benchmark this CPU, but I managed to put a balance in between the CPU and the GPU. I mean, not bad. Not bad though, but I really like the overall performance. But in Farlight, apparently this video card is working really nice. It's got a nice performance overall with 200 FPS over. The only problem I have in this situation, I only got 18 FPS on minimals and 50 on 1%. It's using 0.7 gig of VRAM and 90% load on the core, and is delivering this with only 55 degrees on the core. I will say the overall performance on the system is good, with 7.2 gig of system RAM utilized in this situation and around 70-80% load on the CPU core. It's a fantastic game that it's utilizing the system properly. Even though the video card is 2010, the CPU older computer itself, this HP apparently it's still holding pretty well even today, and I really like the performance overall in the game because the game is utilizing the computer properly. You know, and on the GPU side, you can actually see it's using maximum core frequency. It's delivering this performance with 53 degrees and 64% of the max fan power. I will say this is a win, and if you want to use an old video card like this in a computer, there is still hope because of the amount of games that you can play on this system. Let's jump in Paladins and see how the game is running on 1080p with 100% render scale with low jitters. It's gonna be a very interesting performance. 170 FPS on average with this video card. Not gonna lie, it's doing a fantastic work on the average, but on minimals it's kind of horrible. Got 12 minimals, and that's not a good number. On this performance, the video card is only utilizing 0.3 gig of VRAM. That's not bad, seriously. But the core is around 80% load, and I think that's the the kicker here. On the CPU side, you can actually see 60-70% load on the CPU, and 6.4 gig of system RAM is not that bad. The CPU is not very stressed in this situation. The cores are used, but not that much. I will say this is one of those situations in which you get the maximum performance with this system. But in Team Fortress, apparently, with 1080p with low details, we're getting hundreds of FPS, similar like in Paladins. Paladins was actually fantastic on delivering the performance, but I had similar minimals. And I think this is similar with that game, and I would think that in this situation will be the same. So if you want to play Team Fortress, you will end up with the same performance like in Paladins, and I like it. 14 minimals, 76 on 1%. I will say this is an adequate performance for a PC this old. Seriously, I would like to say that games like this are the one that needs to be put on a video card like this and a CPU like this. Yeah, I think it's time to swap the CPU and get the best one in here, because so in a couple of games I'm actually afraid that the CPU is going to bottleneck. I don't want that. But in Dota 2 with 1080p with lowest settings, apparently we are getting 80 FPS on average. I really like this type of performance. Let's see the minimals here in a team fight. Look at that, 5 minimals and 1% in a team fight. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying that in a team fight with the video card and this system is gonna be really hard on the computer and on the video card. Now on the GPU side, 0.7 gig of VRAM utilized in order to deliver this. 30-40% load on the core. You've seen that the core was utilized more when it was in a team fight, and under 50 degrees that means the cooler is doing its job. On the CPU side, I get 55 degrees, 56. That means it's semi-loaded with 50% load on the cores, 8.8 gig system of RAM. So the overall system is doing the job and is delivering the FPS. But when there is no team fight, apparently the system, it's kind of okay, you know, but the moment you get into a team fight, then the problems comes. But in Modern Warfare 3 with this system is gonna be on maximum FPS, no load on the core, no load on the VRAM, no load on the system itself, no load on the CPU. I like this type of games because those are the ones that are needed to be put on a system. I put it on low details because I didn't know how it was performing, and I will say that there is a chance you can put it on maximum details if you want to play the game on maximum quality. I will say this is the right experience with the system, and the game is the one that needs to be on this computer. No stress on the CPU, like I said, no stress on the GPU, and everything is kind of cool. Look at this, 90 FPS on average. I like the overall performance, 32 on minimal, 71 1%. Not that bad. Not that bad. Seriously, not that bad. But in Crossout, apparently, we are getting 80 FPS on 1080p with low details. I will say this is a good performance because there's a lot of options for render to drag down in order to if you want more FPS depending on your CPU and the model of the GPU. But in this case, you can actually see that the GPU is doing a fantastic job. I will say overall performance is good. I'm not complaining about this video card, but I will like to have more performance from this video card. But do remember, GTX 460, it's a 2010 video card, and there's not a lot of options here, you know. 0.9 gig of VRAM utilized, everything is good here on the VRAM, and maximum core. Every single inch of this video card is maxed out. Even the GPU's fan, I can hear it now, and to hold 55 degrees. But on the CPU side, we're getting 60 degrees on the CPU because the cores are being utilized. I think the threads are being maxed out. I will say this is a decent performance. This is a decent performance even from the CPU side, and it's only using 6.5 gig of system RAM. that is a good performance overall on the computer. But in World of Tanks with 1080p on medium details, we are getting nice performance overall. Look at this, 70 FPS on average. I mean, I don't want this average if I get low minimals and 1%. And I think overall it's going to be fantastic if I put it on low details. But I wanted to see it on medium details because on medium details the GPU it's using 100% the core, and I really like it when a video card is being utilizing and delivering that performance. On the VRAM, we're using maximum VRAM and maximum core, and at the same time is staying cool, the video card. So in this situation, the video card is kind of fantastic with medium details in this game. I'm not going to lie, this is a nice performance and this is a good experience when the video card is delivering 80 FPS on average and 35 minimals and 50 on 1%. The moment I go into a fight, I can actually see the cores and the threads are being butchered here, seriously, on the CPU. I'm thinking that this CPU should have been a little faster than this X5687. I think that W3690 would have been a better choice in this situation with this video card. I'm not joking, seriously. I would have got a little more FPS just because of the CPU. But in Counter-Strike 2, we are getting around 60-70 FPS on average with bad minimals around 16 and 38-37 on 1%. The GPU is being utilized in this case with 0.8 gig of VRAM usage in order to deliver this, but the core is stressed out to over 90% load. The core temperature is around 50 degrees and the fan apparently in this case is working around 60% load. You can actually see that the fan is doing the job, and the game it's how should I say, it doesn't look that great, but it's working with around 60 FPS on average. Good frame time around 10 to 20, but in some cases the spikes goes really bad and you will feel that how should I say, unfairness in this horrible performance that this video card, this system is offering you in Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike 2, it's a new game, you know, but yeah. On the CPU side, you can actually see that the cores it's reaching 70-80% load, threads are maxing out, the cores is maxing out, the system it's taking 9.3 gig of system RAM in order to deliver this. So I will say overall, this is a great experience, but I wish I had a more powerful 400 series in order to deliver this. Look at it. Look at it. In order to deliver a better performance in this case. But first off, I have to change the CPU because apparently this 5687, it's not that great, seriously. I'm actually disappointed how it's working in this case. Like I said at the beginning, this is a video card that I bought by mistake because I liked... Actually, it was not by mistake because I really like that cooler and I wanted to see how this video card is working. Plus, I have a broken one and I wanted a fully functional one so I can try fix the broken one. I got a similar video card like this on a job lot and it was it's got bird MOSFETs and all kinds of short on the video card, and I thought if I get one like this I have it to play with it, and at the same time in the future maybe I have time to fix the broken one. Who knows, you know. On this occasion I realize how good that cooler is, how nice it's working, how big it is, and how awesome it's cooling this video card's core. Overall, I like the video card. Considering I have so many GTX 460, I recommend this GTX 460. Actually, I recommend this GTX 460, but the 460 per general is a very cheap video card if you want to build an older machine. Like you've seen today, I managed to test 10 games online that you can play with other people, and I can say there's a couple of them that you can still play on this computer. I mean, this video card, because you can put it in a different computer and you can still benefit from this video card. If you manage to find this benchmark entertaining, please make sure you smash that like button, and if you have any suggestion with a video card like this, leave a comment, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can see other videos in the future, and I will see you very soon.